Let's go out to Gainesville, Florida for the Texas-Florida game to see what the Herald says about that, what the headlines will be. Headline is, Arch leads Longhorns in swamp slugfest. How about that? The reason why we think this game is going to be ugly, the reason why the Herald think this game is going to be ugly, because it has all the ingredients to be just disgusting. I mean, the weather's going to be bad, two quarterbacks that are struggling, two great defenses. You have a situation where the home team that hasn't played well is desperate, so you think there's probably a level of quirkiness and weirdness to it. Also, look at that total. Total's looking like it's right around 41.5, resembling something that you would see in the Cyhawk with Iowa State. This is a spot where it's going to be a survival kit kind of game. Hey, when things aren't going well, when you can't generate any offense, can your defense make some plays for you? Does special teams show up? All that is going to be a factor in this game. Now, I've already said, I think Texas wins. The Herald agrees. But the reason why I think that, as we already told you during our prediction video, I think there is more doors for Texas to walk through in this game that equate in a win. Like, Florida has some doors, but to me, it's like, okay, the door there is like Lagway plays well enough and you run the football. Defense makes a couple stops. Like, for me, Texas could win with the defense just harassing Lagway, defensive score, touchdown. You could see a little the offense waking up potentially, because I still think, as much as we've questioned Arch, I like the weapons around Arch better. I like the run game for Texas better. I think that's a possibility. You could see a game where the Steve Sarkisian creativity plays a factor here. And it's like, man, I don't know. They didn't get a lot from Arch on that day, but Sark dialed up a couple of winners. They hit on those, and they won that game. Like, if Billy Napier was going to be the reason why Lagway was going to play well, I think we would have seen that already. Like against USF, I think we would have seen it. Against LSU, we wouldn't see them throwing the football 49 times. Against Miami, we would have seen them have over 100 yards passing. We didn't see that, like 61 yards. Like, all I'm saying, I'm really questioning, I'll say it this way. The burden of proof for me is on Billy Napier and on Florida offensively to do something we haven't seen before to this point in the season. Saw it last year, so if it shows up, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world, but it'd be more shocking to me than all those things we just said Texas could do to win the football game. So I say that, but then going back to the idea that this is still going to be, I think, a rock fight in every sense of the word. Low scoring, gross, maybe some turnovers, I don't know, but it's going to be kind of rock fight-ish. I say that and say Texas wins a rock fight, but the more you look at this spot, it really feels to me like you need Arch to still do something in a rock fight. You're on the road, that environment, that weather. Quite frankly, you still have that other quarterback on the other side that I think is liable to do something in this game, or at least you should feel that way if you're Texas, that you still have to account for that in this game. So as I was breaking this thing down and thinking about how it's going to be a rock fight, well, what matters in rock fights? What's a good basis for us to evaluate this game when it comes to rock fights elsewhere in college football? And the rock fight of all rock fights every year is the Cyhawk, right? Iowa State, Iowa. Why has Iowa State won two of those last three? A lot of reasons you could point to. To me, it's Rocco Becht. To me, it's their quarterback, even if he doesn't light up the stat sheet, is good enough in the key spots to get Iowa State to win in those games. Like, yes, the field goal is obviously a big part of it, but Rocco Becht, when the money is down, makes the timely play to allow Iowa State to win in those games. So in this spot now, I think you need something from Arch. I think Arch plays well enough in certain situations to get you a win. Now, hear me clearly. That's not Arch going for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's not. But I think it could be, hey, Arch, 3rd and goal, we're going quarterback design run game. Need you to find the goal line. Hey, Arch, 3rd and 3, we're going play action. Hit my guy in the flat with pressure in your face. Make that throw to extend the game and extend the drive, rather, put this thing on ice. Like, I think it's going to be situational stuff from Arch Manning that Steve Sarkisian and this roster ultimately supports him in doing, to where Arch makes those kinds of plays. Because, again, I don't think it's a thing where Arch lights it up, but I feel good about this headline because I think there's more opportunity and more support for Arch to be in that spot. Okay, now, if this happens, when this happens, rather, isn't this kind of the version of Arch Manning we've been saying on this show that you need? Because take all the Heisman talk, the number 1 draft pick talk, like that's all very clearly out the window. We never really bought into that. Thought Arch would be a good, not great SEC quarterback, eventually become great at the end of the year, which still could happen. But if he's just good, look at what's around him. That defense is good enough to go win a national championship, in my opinion. I still think that the weapons at Texas, maybe it's not what you're used to, But I trust Steve Sarkisian saying those guys are good enough to where he doesn't go get 2 or 3 guys from the portal. Like, you went and got one guy via the portal in the wide receiver room. I meant mostly. Okay, great. Feel good about Livingston. Feel good about Ryan Wingo, clearly. So if you have Arch just not being a negative data point, Texas can go accomplish a lot this year. We're talking about them like a 1-3 football team. That's not Texas. They lost to Ohio State at their place by 1 score. And Arch played terrible. Team can accomplish a lot. So if that's going to be something you accomplish if you're Arch Manning, where you win in the swamp, it's all upstairs for Arch, right? Is what we keep saying. If that's true, it's all upstairs. Think about what this does for you upstairs. Go get a win in one of the most hostile environments in college football, and a gotta have a spot for your team on the road. I think that would do a lot. And if I'm Arch and I am Arch's camp, I am doing everything in my power to put a lot of value on this kind of a game. Afterward, that is, if you win it. And say, you know what, we beat Florida. View that Georgia game differently. View the A&M game differently. That's a world that you want to live in, because if Arch starts getting it together upstairs, good things happen for Texas. I think that's pretty straightforward. So, hard count Harold, Arch leads Longhorns in Swamp Slugfest. I mean, first team all iteration there from our very own Caden Swift. Caden Swift. It's a Swiftie. Caden Smith.